good morning to you, everybody, and welcome in to Let's Talk Antiques here on Thunder Radio. House full this morning. David, you're going to have to lean in here.
Well, I will when it gets time.
Well, you got to introduce everybody. You're the one that brought everybody.
What about Max? He can. It's
Max,
it's his turn to introduce everybody.
Max, pull the microphone around there, and we'll let you introduce then.
Well, let's see.
David's being stubborn.
We've got
What else new?
Tink Driver, who was the manager of the Lyric Theater when he was 18 years old. Is that right, Tink?
17, yep.
And
And hopefully soon a manager of a
17.
golf course.
Yeah.
But that's
And
just
then-
my opinion. And
And then Pete Jackson is a name that everybody knows, and
Mr. Football.
Mr. Football, and then Mr. Thrasher. He goes by Copperhead. I think Tink
Well, he goes by Larry.
Larry Thrasher, and I don't know if we ought to get into that, but Tink had a nickname for everybody. He gave everybody a nickname, and we can't.
Pete, pull that microphone up a little bit closer. I want to know Pete's nickname.
Well, I got mine later after the Lyric Theater.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Bootsy Goforth died, calling me Barnabas.
Barnabas.
For Barnabas Collins on
Barnabas.
Dark Shadows.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that about you, Pete.
He would come in somewhere and say, "Hey, Barney." Nobody knew what he was talking about. But
I was going, what? What's he talking about? Tink, why did you give everybody a nickname? Because you got one?
Well, I was the manager there, and a lot of the boys worked for me, and
Yeah.
so we just always gave everybody a nickname. They started work there like Copperhead. He had red hair.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so we called him Copperhead.
Okay,
And
all
we
right.
had Snake Roper, we had Monster Jones. And
What would you name David if he'd worked there? I got plenty of names.
Now, think about that.
I got plenty of names. Some I can say, some I can't say. I'm just
I've called him Dumpling.
little dumpling.
Little dumpling.
Little dumpling.
Well, we had
Pest. I like Pest.
we had Chief Foster too.
Chief Foster.
Chief Foster. Wow. Lyric Theater. Tell everybody where it was located for people that don't know.
Who was Chief Foster?
Lyric
Bobby
Theater was
Foster.
located
Bobby,
right on the
okay.
right on the square, right
Yep.
across from the courthouse. I began working there when I was like 15 years old as a projectionist. It has a long history there. We started in 1939. There was a dentist that built that theater, and it's finished, I believe, in 1940. And his house was down where what is now the City Hall. That's where his his house was. But anyway, he had offices above Tolliver's Pawn Shop, and then later on there's above the First National Bank. But he's the man that's responsible for the Lyric Theater there. Started around 1940.
Wow.
Did he sell it to Rockwood Amusement Company, or was he Rockwood?
No, Eileen McBride was kin to Dr. Womack. She inherited the property there where the house was, where the city hall is, and she in turn sold that property to the city. But yeah, Rockwood Amusement did own the. She must have. She must have came through.
I
there.
never thought
But
about it
Rockwood
till right
Amusement
now.
in Nashville, on Alliston Place there, did own the Lyric Theater.
You know, you talk to folks around Manchester, and, they talk about the theater most of the time. When they talk about the history, that's part of it.
Yeah.
It's just, you just talk about the theater.
Yeah.
Because it's so many people went there and enjoyed movies and other things
Right.
while they were there. So it just became a part of Manchester. And when did it close? Tink?
Must have been 1965. So around
65?
1965, because I must have left there and must have been 62. I began teaching school in 64. But around 1965, something that area, yeah.
That had to be disappointing.
It really was disappointing,
Yeah.
yeah. But TV came in, and, of course, we had a lot of competition. At one time, there were two drive-ins
Two
on
drive-ins,
the
yep.
Tullahoma Highway, one out on the Manchester Highway with the Marshall Theater in Tullahoma. It was a lot of competition, but TV, I'd say.
TV was a big part of it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because there were a lot of places that had
yes.
theaters.
Yeah,
Around
every
little
small
towns.
town had one because there's nothing else to do. In Manchester, the only thing else was the maybe the rec center down there where they had a skating rink. And
Yeah.
if you didn't play baseball or you didn't
Yeah.
skate, you had to go to the movies. And the movies, I believe, for the children to get in, it was like 15 cents, and maybe 40 cents for an adult.
The first time I went, it was 14.
14 cents.
Because I had enough left to buy a bag of popcorn or a Coke and a baseball card.
Right.
Golly, what'd you take in there?
Huh?
How much money did you take with you?
A quarter.
A whole quarter. Holy cow!
My sister and I had to split.
You know what a quarter gets you now in a theater? Kicked out.
Yeah. Mother gave us a quarter apiece, and that was we had to share a popcorn and a Coke.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
She
yeah,
got
yeah.
one, and I got the other.
Yeah, and I just think back, with the Lyric Theater, and you're talking about, a quarter and what all you got for a quarter, and you go to a place now, and it's $10 to get in just to watch the movie. Not
Well,
counting
if I
anything.
take my grandchildren, it's well over $100.
It's gotta be.
when we go now.
It's easy to be like that now. Wow,
They eat a
about
lot of
time.
popcorn, drink a lot of Cokes.
Yep.
Yeah,
We went Sunday to see the American Sniper, and it was 15 for the tickets, and another 15 for the popcorn and Coke.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. You better have $100 bill with you if you go into the movie if you want popcorn, Coke, and a ticket. I mean, it can be very, very expensive. But Lyric Theater, for people that don't know, right where the Old People's Bank. It's I think it's something else now, but getting ready to be a restaurant in there and all that.
Exactly right. Yeah, that's Lyric Theater. But Bob's Place was located on one side. If you're coming out of the theater, Bob's Place was located on the right. And at one time, when you were coming out, Duck River Electric, that's where people paid their electric bills on the left-hand side. And later, that became Ray Powers Jewelry. And then he
Wow.
moved on down behind
Ray
Taylor
Powers
Rogers.
Jewelry, yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
King, tell them what Bob's Place was, though.
Bob's Place, they had all kind of fountain drinks and ice cream, cigars, and
Pretty popular after a movie.
pretty popular right next to the theater there.
Yeah, especially with the ice cream and stuff. Yeah. It just makes me think back of, some great movies were played
Oh,
there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tell me about some of those.
Well, that was Giant. That was Giant Gone with the Wind. Remember, it was like 3 or 4 hours, and we had like a break, intermission, for 30 minutes, and you had some of the greatest movies of John Wayne's and so forth.
Oh, you gotta have that,
The
yeah.
James Dean movies, some of the James.
The Ten Commandments.
The Ten
was up-
Com-
was over
Ten
there.
Commandments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ten Commandments. Oh yeah.
Okay. Movies used to, golly, you'd have 3 or 4 hour movies.
Yeah.
Well, my best part about it, though, was Saturday. They opened up about 12 or 1.
Yeah.
And I'd go back to town with my father and go in about 12:30 or 1 whenever it opened. And he closed his store at 6. So Tommy Devin and I would stay in there like cross-eyed, sitting on the front, sitting on the front row. We'd watch the same movie 2 or 3 times.
Can't do that anymore, Pete.
No.
They'll kick you out. Yeah. So, boys, y'all remember watching movies, Max?
Yeah, it had those cereals on Saturday, Pete.
Right, I forgot about that. Then they always left you hanging, so you'd have to come back.
Have to come back.
Come back.
Have to come back.
Captain Midnight.
Captain Midnight,
Captain
yeah.
Marvel.
Yeah.
A lot of westerns.
Yeah.
Right now they don't come to mind.
But there was wasn't there some Lone Ranger
Yep.
cereals?
And something they had in between too. They had what they call the shorts. Those Three Stooges movies.
Oh, yeah,
And,
yeah,
and
yeah.
the Pete, what's his name? Pete something specialties. Pete Smith.
Yeah.
Pete Smith specialties.
Well,
They were-
they were still having newsreels at that time because
That's right. That's right.
People didn't have TV and they'd show stuff that's going on all over the world.
Well, they, during wartime, that's how a lot of people kept up with things.
Well, a couple of times too, they had. That's when Tink was there. They'd have. It wasn't really a stage show, but they'd have a monster from somewhere, or they'd advertise Vegas showgirls, and
Now, Tink, did you have showgirls?
No.
No?
These boys did. These boys did.
Not
I
Pete.
believe the furthest west they'd been was Beach Grove.
He had Tink had him dancing up on several of the boys dancing up there on the stage. And that's when he named Snake. Said he danced like a snake, like I guess a carnival dancer or whatever.
They
But
were playing Johnny Be Good, and them boys, they were dancing like fools. This was after hours.
and
Wow.
Thinking of that, he'd come in about once a month and fire everybody over stuff like that.
Oh, did you, Tink?
Yeah, I had
Fire
to.
everybody, huh?
Yeah.
Keep them under control. They were
Yeah.
12 years old.
But by 6 o'clock, he hired us back. Time in the theater was I think one of the worst times up there when he fired everybody was we were having a huge wrestling match there in the lobby.
Oh, really?
Before Somebody bumped one of the radiators and knocked some dishes off over there at Ray Powers Jewelry Store. Of course,
Uh-oh.
Mr. Powers came over there, jumping up and down. Of course, Columbo couldn't have figured out who was involved in it. But I think he sent us all home that day.
Yeah. Just fire them, Tink.
Yeah, they're back the next day.
They'll come back. All right, let's take a short break. We'll come back with more in just a moment.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We would like to thank Dr. David Florence for supporting Let's Talk Antiques. See Dr. Florence at 804 Kalon Street in Manchester for all of your medical needs. Call 728-5522 for your appointment today. Most insurances accepted.
Back live on the program here on Let's Talk Antiques and Talking Lyric Theater in Manchester, the theater from many years ago, and Tink Drivers. I want to ask you, Tink, we had movie posters were big. I mean, they were big back then. I mean, people collect them like crazy. You know, today they still do that. I don't think anybody's around.
Well, answer it.
Well, let me answer that. Oh, I know who this is. This is a famous person on the phone right here. He is world famous.
Yeah, right.
How are you, buddy?
All right, Lucky, ask Jake where that lyric sign went.
That Lyric Theater sign? David stole it, didn't he?
I bet you got it.
He probably does. He probably does. Tink, what about it?
I haven't seen. I never did know what happened to it.
He doesn't know what happened to it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's sad.
That is sad, man. That would be a good sign for let's see, maybe an antique store. Do you know one?
I've heard one, yeah.
Yeah, it's out on Shelton Lane. Is that where that's at?
Yeah, they say that's a good one.
I heard that's a real good one.
All right.
Hey,
Unless it's according to who shows up shopping.
hey, Lucky. So.
David says it's a so-so shop.
Listen.
David, I used to have money till I met David.
I can understand that. I can understand that. Harold,
Have a good morning.
thank you, buddy.
Hey, thank you. Bye.
All right, Harold Shelton, out Shelton Lane Antiques, talking with us. And, boy, that would be nice to have, that old sign.
Oh, it'd be unbelievable.
Oh, man.
You know, talking about those posters, Lucky, some of these pictures of the theater show this thing and some of them don't. But there was a big thing up on the roof that they called a 6-sheet, and it was a huge poster. It came in 6 pieces, and Tink would give us $1 a piece, 2 of us, to he wouldn't buy any glue. He gave us a bag of flour and some water, and you had to go up there and spread it all out, get all the wrinkles out of it, fight the wasp off. And there was a hole about the size of that computer screen that you had to crawl through to get out there.
Well, you were small enough. You make it.
Yeah, I was then. I weighed about 80 pounds. But Jimmy White and I did quite a bit of that, and but it was a chore, especially in the summertime. But
Put that sign up. Well, you had people go around town too, right?
Delivering circulars and so
The
forth.
circulars.
Like that. Circulars, put them on telephone poles, and they got in free. Most of the time, they got in free to the movie if they did, handed out so many.
How many people would it seat?
I would say around 250, 300.
I was going to say 250,
I'd say
300,
around
yeah.
250. That's
Pretty good size.
Something
good size.
Tink was talking about was he still had the records from the 40s when he was manager, that the attendance records, and said it was packed, during the 40s when all the soldiers were here and everything.
Lucky, you got a call there, Lucky.
All right. I hate taking calls like this, but
Well, go ahead.
oh Lord. Yeah, what do you want?
First time caller, long time listener.
Yeah, I bet.
Hey, when I was late in high school, that's when the thing closed, but it was always there for entertainment from since I was a little boy up until teenage years. The thing I remember most about it was the kids, I'm talking about preteens, would all sit down the front, adults would sit kind of in the middle, and these teenagers would sit up and under the balcony in the back for some reason.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I don't know.
I wonder why.
And,
Pete, you got any reason that they'd sit there?
I saw a lot of people fall in love back there.
Did you? They fell in love.
for 2 hours.
Fall out of love.
Until their mother came after
Well,
them.
yeah, I think that's the thing. Some fell in love and some fell out of love.
Well, there was a whole lot of face slapping going on. I don't know what the deal was.
Yeah, well, they was getting caught with somebody they shouldn't be with. That's what it was.
Well, they had a hard time
So,
seeing, too, because their heads were
another
always real close to
memory
each
is
other. There must have been
those
somebody in
huge
front of them where they
mirrors
couldn't see.
in the hallway.
Did what Barry said it again?
Huge mirrors. They were in the hallway.
Huge
coming
mirrors
in
in
by the popcorn machine.
Yeah.
The popcorn machines?
I think there was 4 of them.
Huge
wasn't there?
mirrors. Must have been about 3 or 4 down each side, the right-hand side and the left-hand side. And we had a drink machine, and we had a candy machine.
Okay, what were the mirrors for?
The mirror just people looking at each
Decoration.
other.
Really? Just decoration?
If you
Well,
stood in front of
Well,
it,
they
the one
illusion of
behind
making
you,
the building look
it was like
big.
just a hallway of mirrors, went on forever. It was mesmerizing.
What did you spend a few quarters in there?
A few.
A few quarters.
I came along later in life. The movies to give me 50 cents.
Oh, you had to have 50 cents.
Yes, so I could get in and get popcorn, Coke, and a Tootsie Roll that was about a foot long.
Oh, had to have the Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, I got that at Bob's.
Okay, went over to Bob's, got a Tootsie Roll. Okay.
Did the balcony ever open up to the general public, or was it always for the black people?
Was it open general public? Because it was separation back then.
There was separation.
Yeah. They had a separate
they had a
entrance
place
from
in
the outside, I believe,
balcony,
didn't they?
upstairs.
Yeah,
But it was separated.
it was separated that
was.
house. Wow. Boy, that's something there to think about.
Sure.
That's-
But in later years,
Real sad.
didn't they open it up for let everybody go in the upper part of it or not? I don't remember.
He said no, they did not.
Did not. The Marshall did at Tullahoma
Oh, really?
in later years.
Well,
It
times
was
changed,
a
didn't
lot
they?
longer than the lyric. What was Snake Roper's main mode of transportation, Tink?
No, hold on, I'll let you ask him again. Go ahead.
What was Snake Roper's main mode of transportation?
He had a Cushman scooter. He had a Cushman scooter, and most of the time Copperhead he was 12, and he was riding with Snake Roper. And Snake, I'm sorry to report that he passed away about 2 weeks ago. But all of us guys, we've been friends for 55 years. We were friends then, and we've remained friends all up through the times. You know what I mean? We were just all very close knit group, and we remained that way.
Well, it was
Still friends to this day. That's awesome.
It was entertainment to work there. You know, we were basically working for nothing, but we were probably gone up there for nothing to eat the popcorn and go see the movie.
Yeah.
Nothing like having a little free popcorn and soft drink.
We were talking about that yesterday. I'm sure the health department would frown on this, but all of us would run by there every 30 seconds to stick our hand in the popcorn machine and get a big bite
I
of
remember
it.
that. I remember that.
You can say that now, can't you?
Oh, that's great.
I think the statute of limitations is over. I don't remember anybody dying from tainted popcorn.
Tainted popcorn. Oh my goodness.
Jimmy White, he was one of the big popcorn
Thanks, man.
men.
Appreciate it.
All right, see you.
See you.
Lucky, did you hear Tank?
Jimmy White, our tax assessor, he sold popcorn out on Saturdays. We moved the machine outside, and sometimes, I mean,
One for me and two for you.
the
No,
boys-
two for me, one for.
well, his name was White Owl. We called him White Owl.
White Owl.
White Owl, and but he made a penny a bag. It's what he made selling popcorn
penny
on
a
commission.
bag.
Penny a bag, sold for 10 cents. But some days, I mean, we'd sell $600-700 worth of popcorn out there. Unbelievable. Everybody came to town on Saturdays. Then on Sunday night they would circle the square. No one had anything to do, but they'd come up with their fast cars and they'd ride round and round the square, and then they'd back in to a parking place over in front of Tolliver's. They'd be lined up,
There were some cars that they're leaned the same way all the time because they'd go around the square, for so many Saturdays and Sundays, just over and over and over.
Kind of
and
been
over.
over there.
Yeah,
It's kind of like me now.
Yeah, we had some boys up there that hang around that we'd say, "Go get him, go get him," and they'd run out there and bark at them like they were chasing.
Did you ever do that, Pete?
I'm afraid to say I have.
Yeah, I figured.
Tink was always putting us up to stuff to make us look like idiots. And,
You wouldn't do that, would you, Tate?
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't think
deny
so.
that.
All right, let me take a short break here. Remember, you can watch this on Charter Cable 193, channel 193. You can watch it on Wednesday nights at 6, 9 p.m. on Fridays, and 3 p.m. on Sunday afternoons. That's channel 193, production of P-Head Productions. We'll be back with more in a moment.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We would like to thank Dr. David Florence for supporting Let's Talk Antiques. See Dr. Florence at 804 Kalon Street in Manchester for all of your medical needs. Call 728-5522 for your appointment today. Most insurances accepted.
8:45 your time as we continue now on the program as we've been talking about the Lyric Theater. Popcorn machine. Wow, that thing was used a lot. A lot. He was talking about how many bags
Oh,
did Jimmy sell?
700 or 800 sometimes out on the square on
It
Saturday.
didn't even sound possible, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was about 12 years old, had blonde hair, sparkling blue eyes, and people just
Don't
come
say
up.
he was pretty now.
Oh, he was attractive. People, they bought popcorn from what he could sell a lot, Pity Pete.
well, yeah, and a lot during that time, a lot of times out in the county people, that's the only time they came to town was on Saturday, and I'm sure they look forward to getting a bag of popcorn. And
Where'd that machine end up?
I have no idea.
I don't either.
Now, David, you said
I was told that Harold Shelton at Shelton's Antiques ended up with the popcorn machine.
I wonder if he still has it.
I think he sold it.
Did he?
Yeah, but Pete was talking about the grease buildup, from popping all the popcorn.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
told him, I said, that's what made the popcorn good.
Well, yeah. Especially
I don't ever remember us cleaning it.
That wasn't your job.
Oh well,
I don't believe I told that.
I'm sure Tank cleaned it after we closed it.
You ever cleaned a popcorn machine?
That's
Hey,
a lot
you
of
talking
work.
about some hard work.
Yeah, it is.
That's hard work.
All right,
Trying
let's
to get
talk
that
about
thing.
them movies.
All right, movie posters. All right, I got one here. Now, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. Was it Meet Me in St. Louis or Meet Me in St. Louis?
I think it depends on where you're from.
Okay. Judy Garland movie. Got a poster here. Now, think about this, boys. Y'all could have held on to some of these. You'd be extremely rich right now.
Especially the 6 or 8 shooters.
$1,300 that thing's selling for right now.
Good night.
$1,300 for one little poster. And this one's small, too. It's not a big one. Let me go on down here. Let's see. Wizard of Oz. The original Wizard of Oz. $770. Let's see. Let me get to some more here. Cool Hand Luke. $635. Elvis Presley. Jailhouse Rock. $618. Here's one. 1954. See if y'all remember this one. Target Earth.
I don't
Before
remember.
my time.
Target Earth, kind of a spacey type movie. $800. Let's see. Looking here.
Come on now, we're getting some dead air here.
Blue Hawaii.
Elvis.
$549. The Blob.
Yep, I remember that.
The Blob.
All right, you probably put that in the.
I may have, but I
How
may
much
have been,
is that one?
I may have been scared. It was a pretty scary movie.
$449.
That and The Creature from the Black Lagoon were the scariest ones of those times that I saw. And The House of Wax.
House of Wax. Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy Debman and I watched that and then had to walk home. He lived on West High Street. We had to walk down by that old
Cemetery.
Presbyterian church, that old graveyard down there. I guarantee the people in the Olympics didn't run any faster from that church to his house than we did.
I love it. I love it. Phantom from 10,000 Leagues.
I don't remember
1956. $450. $450 on that one. Let's see what else we got here.
Yeah, we were required.
Motorcycle gang?
Yeah.
Motorcycle gang?
We were required to ship those back. The Rockwood Amusement Company. Were
Really?
required- Yeah, we were trying to ship those posters back along with the. There was a company called Theater Services that come by and got the film. It'd come in boxed up. We'd get through. We'd box it back up, rewind it and so forth. We'd go to another theater, and I'm sure a lot of the stuff went on to the other theaters. But like David said, it wound up somewhere.
Yeah, a lot of Elvis posters.
Oh, yeah,
a lot of Elvis posters.
You know something about those films too? I just thought about it. Tinker and the Projectors, but every once in a while those films would break, and people would start screaming and hollering.
yeah.
Oh, they'd boo and whistle.
How'd you fix them?
We had to take a razor blade and scrape each side of the film, and we'd take glue and put them back in there, and had a clamp that went down over it, and it would dry. Then we'd put it back in there and start it back up again.
with
glued
with
it
everybody,
It was a glue.
with everybody raising Cain.
Everybody was booing and whistling, and
Audio tape, we put it together a lot of times with Scotch tape
yeah.
on the audio
we
tapes.
had to take a razor blade there and scrape.
Yeah, that's why we put audio tape back together. We'd
And
put
something
that.
too, I never did run the projectors, but Tink did, and those old carbons that ran the projectors, they had these things that, and he had an adjustment on them to keep the carbons together to keep the light going.
Yeah,
And
okay.
if he happened to go downstairs or go outside or something,
Go
like
out.
that, you had to go out.
So we had to go back up and start them back up. We had a positive and a negative carbon, and we'd strike them together and get it going, Then the light would come back up, yeah. They were
Wow.
35 millimeter RCA projectors is what they were.
How
Well, those
about
cartons,
that?
those things were heavy
They
too.
were really heavy, and we had to take them up steps, and it was tough. Really.
Y'all know any of the vintage type theaters that are still open? Now the
Sparta.
Oldham Theater in Winchester is pretty
Is that
old.
the Oldham? Is that the Oldham up at Sparta?
No, it's well, I don't know what it's called up Sparta, but the one
What about the one over in Chevyville? It's still open.
It's operating. Now, I went to Crossville, to the one in Crossville, and they have redone it, but I don't think they have movies in there. I think they have plays and stuff. And
oh, I know what. Yeah. It is
and,
place. Yeah.
I went to one in Harriman that they were trying to get the money to fix it back. Every time I go through a little old town like Manchester and see one, I try to make a picture of it.
Tivoli. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Tivoli. Yeah.
Yeah, the park in McMinnville, they're trying to bring it back.
They are trying to bring that back. I heard that they're trying to do that. One that is not a vintage, but it has that look of it, is up in Tracy.
Aren't they showing movies there now?
Yeah, at the old high school.
Yeah.
At the old high school, they took the auditorium, and they got a lot of donations from theaters that went out of business and whatever, and put all those chairs in there, theater style chairs, and they kind of lean back. It's nice. And then they put the screen up there where the stage was at the old high school, and it
I
has
forgot
that
about
vintage
that.
look.
But I've wanted to go to that and just hadn't done
They call it the Alma Mater Theater. And
Franklin, Tennessee has a nice one.
oh, Franklin, that is
Yes,
right.
it is
That is
beautiful.
right, Ray. That is right that they have one over there.
Speaking of the screen, Tink, did that screen roll up, or did it? How was it made of fabric, or what was the screen?
It was made of some type of fabric, is what
Did
it
it
was.
stay down all the time?
It did. I don't remember.
I don't remember it moving.
Okay.
And didn't it have a million holes in it? I mean, little pinhole
Yeah,
things.
yeah, you did. Mm-hmm. The small one.
Another one up in Tracy. It's on. They got this thing on rollers.
Yeah.
And they because they can have plays there or whatever, and they can roll that thing
put it
out.
back out, yeah.
Yeah,
Did,
it's pretty
did the
neat.
theater have curtains where you could pull the curtains together, or was it always open?
It was always open. during
Always
my time.
open?
No curtains.
That's pretty neat.
I've got a pretty good picture of the inside of it. I'm going to look when I go home and see if there's any
I need
curtains
a
up
copy
there.
of that.
Okay.
I don't
You need to
remember.
post that, Pete. Like
Yeah.
you still on
Put that on
Facebook.
Facebook.
Okay.
You need to do that. That'd look good.
Put anything you got on there, put it on Facebook after
We'd
the show.
love to see that.
I've got
Yeah.
a picture of the inside of the lobby, a picture of the auditorium part, or the theater part,
Yeah.
looking toward the screen, and
Just don't expose any of our boys.
no,
Those
I'll
secrets have been there for.
I'll black
for
their
50
eyes
years.
out, so that nobody. But I'm Fred Copper. You'd recognize him if you had his face like that.
All right, let me take a break. We'll come back and wrap it up in just a moment.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We would like to thank Dr. David Florence for supporting Let's Talk Antiques. See Dr. Florence at 804 Kalon Street in Manchester for all of your medical needs. Call 728-5522 for your appointment today. Most insurances accepted.
Back on Let's Talk Antiques here on Thunder Radio. Remember, you can see the program on Charter Cable Channel 193. Piet Productions puts that on at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, 9 p.m. on Friday, and 3 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. We had a call off air just a moment ago asking about live entertainment again. Any live entertainment that occurred at the theater, Tink?
Not while I was there.
Not while you were there.
Not while I was there. I don't remember it.
David would have been entertainment if he'd have showed up.
But you did, Pete. You did say something about.
Well, and I know it was during that time. They had some monster there one time that jumped out of the balcony. It scared everybody to death. And
That was David.
I was there.
I'm thinking,
I was only 3.
I don't care.
I'm thinking that there was a magician there.
A magician?
Yeah. And, of course, that's been a day or two since.
But
That went on before the theater opened.
I remember that monster. Pete.
Right.
I remember
You
that
boys.
monster. They had it real dark in there, and this monster would come running down the aisles.
No way.
And he had a big mask on, and maybe like a werewolf or something. It was pretty.
Wow.
It was pretty scary.
I bet. Any little kids in there would be screaming like crazy.
We were.
You were? Yeah, I bet. We made a fast run home again, Pete.
Yeah.
Guys, I want to thank y'all for coming in this morning. We appreciate it. And Tink, Pete, I'm going to be getting y'all real soon because I know something's down the road. So we're going to be talking my favorite thing, and that's golf. We'll talk to you on down the road about that.
I thought it was Notre Dame.
Is that hurting you bad?
No.
Tink? Is that hurting you because I'm wearing this jacket?
No.
Okay. As long as it's not like Alabama or something.
It's hurting his eyes.
I started to wear my Alabama hat.
Oh, Ray. I go outside every day. Every time Ray's here, and I see that tag on the front of his car, and it just makes me sick. Almost my stomach starts getting real.
I will say that's the best football trip I've ever been on, going up there to Notre Dame.
Yeah,
Okay.
see there. That's there. You go.
People treat you good.
All right, we're out of here. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Stay still.